Good morning, good morning. We are here, alive, showered, and ready to get some words in. How are y'all this morning? See, Tea Leaf is waiting for a maintenance appointment today, so might have to leave in about an hour. Hey, but you're here, and I will take that. That's fabulous. So, you get some words in first. By the way, your art is amazing. I don't. Did anyone else respond yet? I really, really, really like the one that is um, the one that has the clock hands. That one is it's gorgeous. It's really cool with the quill and the writing and the map, and then the other side you have the library and the. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's really, really cool. So it definitely speaks to what we are. So I love it. Hi, Lindsay. Hi, Lindsay. Good to see you. Good afternoon to you. TD says doing good. Thank you. Thank you. The big clock hands in the middle. Yes, that one. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's just gorgeous. Dharma's here. Good morning, Dharma. Good to see you. Yeah, Tea Leaf is making a thumbnail for us for our morning time pirates so we can be properly labeled. Afraid it's too busy. Nah, are you kidding? With our crazy minds writing all these things? Look at my background. No, busy's good for us. This is good. I love it. No, it's so cool. But it's so cool because there's also not a ton of colors in it right now, right? If you limit how many colors you use, it will look gorgeous. I really love it. I mean, if it's too busy, since you already have the writing, instead of having the bookcase behind the treasure trove, you could always just have like ships, like shiplap, right? So, well, it'd have to go this way, right? Because it would be on a ship in the ship's hold, and that would calm it down some too. So, again, you're the artist. Let me know. Alicia, did you have a chance to? First of all, good morning.
Good morning!
And did you have a chance to look at the art that Tea Leaf did in the Discord?
I have not, but I will do that in the first sprint real quick.
Oh, I cannot hear you.
Uh-oh.
Let me make sure it's not an Ninja side.
Um,
It might be again that I can't hear and they can. All right, go ahead and talk.
hello?
Yes. I keep forgetting when
Yay!
someone joins, I have to go back to Ninja. Don't have to hit anything. I just have to pull the tab up and then I can magically hear you. It's a weird thing.
That is weird.
Yep. But I'm glad I figured it out because that'd be very frustrating, never knowing what's going on. Yeah,
No,
see,
I
Tea Leaf could
haven't.
hear you fine.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen the artwork yet, but I will look in the first sprint real quick.
Excellent, excellent. And Ren has joined us. Good morning. We're working on our full crew. I love it. What are you reading today, Ren? And Lindsay, what are you reading today? And cheers. I have stockings today.
I'm pulling up my documents. I should say document.
Tea Leaf says Ninja struggles to wake up in the morning too. Yeah, yeah, that could be it. Maybe that's it. I just have to go back to it and say hello.
I'll have to go find her. We had both cats in here, but now we just have Ralphie.
Gotcha. Benny decided he did not want to be locked in here with me today, so he rebelled. So he's outside, probably sitting at my door. But
Waiting
I
to be
told him,
let
"Would
back
you like
in.
to come in?" He was like, "No." I'm like, "All right." Close the door.
They're
He just doesn't
so
like doors being closed. He's like a cat like that.
they're so difficult this morning.
That's right. For sure.
Ralphie,
Let's see.
come
Tea
say good
Leaf.
morning.
Aw, there's Ralphie. Oh, hi, baby. Good boy.
Okay, okay. He's like, no, I don't. No, I don't.
He's like, I just wanted to take your lap. I didn't know I was going to be entertainment.
He will sit in my lap later for sure.
Let's see. Tea Leaf says hello to Ren and Dharma and Lindsay. And Ren says, reading the miracles at the Namia General Store. Oh, that sounds cool. Ren says hello to Tea Leaf. Lindsay says, I'm reading The Bones Beneath My Skin by TJ Klune. Ooh, fun. And Lindsay says, where in the Discord are the pictures? Oh, there. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I'm going to have to invite you because we have a secret Discord because we were sharing emails. So it only went to people that were in this group. So hold on. I have to invite you. I can remember how to do it. Hide member list. No.
Ooh, that's cool.
Hmm.
I'm seeing the pictures.
Right? There's some awesome ones in there.
Wow. I don't know which one I like more.
Are you not Tartan on here? Are you Lindsay on our Discord?
I've already talked to my dad this morning, so we should be good. Because he's still in the hospital, but he's going home today.
Oh, good, good, good. So everything went, no complications. He's doing good.
So far, so good.
Lindsay, and friend me on Discord because I can't find you. On our Discord, Curse Dragon Ship, I'm Bookworm Kelly. So you can click on me and friend me. Or say something in the common room like, hello, this is me. And then I should be able to find you and I can invite you to the Morning Time Pirates page. I think everyone else is in here except Dharma because I don't think Dharma has joined our Discord. All right. Let's see. And Kiana's here. Good morning, Kiana. Good to see you. I saw you yesterday for a quick sec. There you are. All right, let me get. All right, I searched for your name. I don't know why that didn't work.
She's messaged the comment.
All right, let me get Tartan Fairy in so she can see the art, and then we'll start our first sprint.
Meow.
All right, I can't figure it out. I don't know what I did the first time. I'm gonna have to have Zafo help me. So we'll have to do it after the first sprint. So after he gets up, I have no idea. It won't pull up even though they're right there. So I will have Zafo show me what it is I'm doing wrong. Maybe you have to have a roll first. All right. Well, meanwhile, y'all do not need to wait for me. We are here to write. So let's get that done. So you ready for the first sprint, Alicia?
Let's go.
All right, let's do it. Here we go. I'll
Let's
see y'all in
go.
30.
Hello.
And there is our first sprint of the morning. I forgot to say what word count I started with, which was 2639. And I'm at, what, 2809 now? So about 170 words. I'm getting better on these first sprints. How'd you do, Alicia?
We're still writing.
You're like, I'm still making words happen.
I think I started at like 77 something, and now we're at 8392. So I wrote 610 that time.
Nice, nice. You're heading towards novella length, man.
I know. I am trying to figure out how to like tie it up in a bow, and things just keep happening, and I'm like, why? Why do this to me now?
At some point you have to get to the decision that you are the boss, not the story, and you need it to obey. That's what Jim Butcher says. He says, "Nah, they work for me." I'm like, "Yeah, that's how I do it too." No, you work for me. I'm sorry you want to go on this adventure, but no, you work for me.
Well, so they're at the point where like this again, I don't know what she is. She glows blue. I almost want to call her a fairy, but she's not really a fairy in my mind. So, she's like, we have to do X, Y, and Z in order to restore the balance. And that's what they're kind of doing, but they had like a shadow attack. So I'm like, that's where I'm at. And I'm like, but you're supposed to be tying it up in a nice little bow.
Well, maybe this great big battle is your ending, and then you just have to go back and start way later. Because that's another thing I find. That's why when we ask for submissions for the company, we always ask for the first 3 chapters. Because the biggest thing I have found when I'm getting submissions is that most writers, especially new ones, have no idea where their story starts. And they
Nope.
start way sooner than they should. So I like to give 3 chapters. So if the first chapter, like, this is not the beginning, I can skip ahead and find exactly where the beginning starts.
Gotcha.
So you might have the same problem with yours. So you might reach the ending and then realize the first half of it doesn't really have to happen the way that you wrote it.
That could be.
Now, I haven't read it, so I'm just talking about things I have seen, right? But that I see that to be, it's very, very common. And it's because we need to write to figure out the story. And it feels like it's a very vital part of the actual bit that we're trying to tell. But it usually isn't. It's just stuff we need to know. Like sometimes I've written 2 pages and I really only need 1 sentence. But I needed to write those 2 pages so I could make that 1 sentence work. Do its job. So, but that comes with experience. So that's why I say just keep writing, because that comes with experience. But make sure you're thinking of that ending, right?
I'm trying.
I feel you, man.
Trying.
I feel you. Let's see. And we said good morning to Kiana last, and T. says that's great news, Alicia, about your dad already calling and dad being good coming home.
Yes.
Christine says, "Arg, happy talk like a pirate day." I can't do accents. I'm so sorry, Christina. I'll be a horrible disappointment if I try. Christina says, "Remember to hydrate, feed thyself, progress." I have not taken my meds, so I should do that. Not those, wrong meds. And let's see. Dharma says, "I have a Discord account." Oops, where are you? I scrolled too far, but I'm never there. Yeah, I go back and forth, so it depends on what I'm doing. I usually go, checking Discord is like one of the things on my list, is usually what it is. So I might go twice a day, and then that's it. But it's how I do most of the communicating. My authors know if they need to get a hold of me, they'll send me a message on Discord. It's the fastest way. There's too much else going on. And Tartan has messaged. Look, Tartan does. We're good. Lindsay's good. So we've got Lindsay on there, so Lindsay can talk about Tea Leaf's amazing art. But yes. Dharma, if you want to join, you can join our Discord, cursedragonship.com/Discord. You can at least get in the Time Pirate thing so you can see the art and stuff. And Charles has made it today. Arg, mateys. Kiana says, "Yeah, I got tired and left really fast." It's okay. I got distracted because I really wanted to finish my book, so I feel you. And then I got distracted by NetGalley. Do you see what Nakota has done to me? Nicole has now made me get on NetGalley, and I requested like 7 books yesterday because, I have time and all. Do you use NetGalley at all, Alicia?
I have it. I've requested a couple. I've been approved for 2, but those books have now been like they're in physical form.
Mm-hmm.
I have them. This one, Scars of Anatomy and Made for Each Other. But now they're like physical. This one I mostly read, so I just have to finish it.
I was gonna say you just gotta finish it and you gotta review them. Yeah.
Right.
Nice. Yeah, I applied for 7 and 2 of them were right away, so I got them. And I have like 4 physical ARCs as well that weren't sent to me that I found at different places.
Oh wow.
Like, because one of them I got at a at the library sale, which technically they're not for sale. You're not supposed to sell them, but it was $1 and it was helping the library, so I didn't care. So I bought that. And then I have 3 more that were actually at a little free library. That is legal. You can give them away. So all 4 of those books have released now, but they're still ARCs. And I see people all the time reading NetGalley ARCs that have already released. So I'm going to say that counts because we have NetGalley November coming up. So I was like, what ARCs do I have? So I want to read my physical ones first, but it's always nice to have some electronic too.
I don't know if I'm going to participate in that yet because November is usually a busy time.
It is. That's why the NaNoWriMo never worked for me either. But this way we can, nothing else, there will be 24-hour sprints. So it's not like you're not allowed to be on the sprints if you're not reading an ARC. You know what I mean?
That's true. Yep.
So ARC August or whatever it is they just did. I didn't read a single ARC for that, but I was on sprints all the time, you know?
I did the same.
Yep. I always say ARCs are not usually a priority for me because I'm in the publishing industry. I'm always reading books ahead of time. You know what I mean? So it's like, I got these books I need to read. I'm not as concerned about ARCs usually, but I'm going to do it for November. So we'll see. Duke of Bedlam lives. I live, the Duke says. And I finished my short story from last week. It ended up being only 10,077 words. So not a novella. Actually, 10,000 is pretty darn close. I mean, it's close enough. It depends on who you talk to. I would count 10,000 as a novella. Hi, baby. Hi.
You would count 40,000.
No, 40,000 is almost a book. 40,000 is a middle grade book.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's like middle grade.
Collector stuff.
That's, well, they're smaller. He was talking about how I like to call my collector stuff. I always say they're more like novella size. That's technically what I say. Oh, Benny came to say hi to Grandpa. Where are we? I got 208 words. Good job, Duke. Yay! So Duke's writing with us as well, working on the first chapter of a new book. That sounds exciting, Duke. What is it? What's the genre? And Kiana says, I just started The Queen of the Damned, not realizing this audio is 20 hours long. It's all good. I'm about to do a Stephen King one that's 30 hours. I gotcha. I already said good morning to him. You can take him, Squeaky Butt. Go somewhere else, Squeaky Butt. Oh, take your toy to Grandpa. Go on. And Dharma is doing audio editing. Yay! It seems to be her mornings with us is audio right now. It's slow going on this chapter because I think my laptop fan was going through part of the recording. Oh, no. Cleanup is a biatch. Yeah. Like I said, I don't have the patience for that kind of work. And Duke says, the feeling when I want a story to end, but the plot is still twisting. Yeah, see, Duke gets you. Duke gets exactly what you're going through, Alicia.
It is.
You're like, it's still twisting. Tea Leaf says, I got about 100. Sometimes I just refused to math for the exact number. Yeah, there's no reason to, right? This is just about accountability and peer pressure. So the exact numbers obviously don't matter. Let's see. Lindsay says, thanks, Kelly. I've got access now. I'm logging off as I need a nap. I hope everyone has a great weekend. Have a great nap. Have a great nap, Lindsay. We're all jealous. We all want naps. Let's see. Tea Leaf, I'm currently writing down an idea I had for a slow burn romance that I'll literally never flesh out. Sometimes you get these ideas, you just have to write them down so they go away so that you can get back to what you were doing. Do you do that, Alicia?
What?
Like write down an idea that's in your head and it's like annoying you and you're trying to actually do something else? So you just got to write it down so it just...
I have a notebook for that.
Nice.
Because if I don't, then it'll eat at me, and then the characters start talking to me, and I go, okay, shush, shush.
I'm talking to these characters right now. Do you mind? Wait your turn.
Yep. Sometimes I feel like I'm needy, and the characters are trying to come through like ghosts. I'm like, no, wait,
No.
wait.
Oh no. That's why I'm glad I can't talk to ghosts. That would be very annoying. How do you prioritize?
Oh.
And Tea Leaf says, have a good nap to Lindsay. Ren made it to 84% in their book. Lindsay
Nice.
says, thanks, Tea Leaf. Tea Leaf, my main project is a sapphic fantasy novel with pirates. Oh, that ends in an apocalypse. Uh-oh. To put extremely simply. Yeah, I know, it's hard, man. Elevator pitch is something you got to work on. So that's your one sentence pitch that you'll give an editor to get them excited, right? So yeah, that's definitely something. I tend to work on that the entire time I'm writing a book or editing a book for my company so that I can try to figure out what the elevator pitch should be. Tea Leaf, since I still have not said it. Yeah. Dharma, yeah, I was wondering what it was. So now we have an idea of what Tea Leaf is writing. Dharma, I can't find the Cursed Dragon Ship server on Discord. It looks like a little green dragon. If you go to curseddragon.com/discord, if you go to that link, you should be able to click that link and it'll take you right there. Yeah, I'll put it in here. All right, so we'll get back. We'll start with Duke's comment when we get back because we are done with our break and we need to be at least a little disciplined, right, Alicia?
Yes.
Yes. All right, so let's get to our second 30-minute break or 30-minute 30-minute writing sprint.
I mean,
get those
I
words.
could use a break.
Right? Yeah, this is a break. We're stealing time from actual work to get writing done.
Yes.
Exactly.
I
All
gotta
right,
figure out this ending.
That's right. You can do it. I have faith in you. Today's the day. All right, here we go. 30 minutes. And there is our second sprint. It is second, right? I feel like I've been here for 7 years right now. Isn't it funny how that happens
Maybe.
sometimes? Yeah.
I was starting
Sometimes.
to question.
Sometimes it just flies by, and sometimes you're like, oh my God, are we still on the sprint? Which is why we set timers. No sense of time. What can I tell you? For time pirates, time's kind of aloof for me.
Time is an illusion.
It is 100%. It's definitely a man-made. I'll tell you that. I mean, the way we use it. Let's see. Yeah, for sure. Let's see. We were at Duke of Bedlam somewhere, right? How'd you do, Alicia?
493 words. We're closing in on the 9,000 mark, but I think we're almost to the closing point.
Oh, yay! You're finding it. Yeah, and I'm at 400 words. So
I made them have a time constraint. They have to do things within a certain amount of time.
And that's right. Constrains both of you, both them and you.
They have 2 hours left.
That's it. You better make it happen, man, right now. Let's see. Duke of Bedlam says that their work is sci-fi, though some argue my genre is more fantasy than sci-fi. I mean, there's a lot of crossover. Tea Leaf. Yes, exactly. There's a reason why they always say sci-fi and fantasy, like they kind of lump it together, because it's hard to tell sometimes the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Tea Leaf, yes, exactly, with the elevator pitch. Yeah, Christina, you do not have to read ARCs to participate in NetGalley November. Exactly. Christina says, I don't. Let's see. And yeah, so that's the Discord. Christina says, I got my second coffee, so time to be productive. That's right. Is that the rule? Second coffee?
I still have a coffee.
See? Yeah, I know. I'm about halfway done. Dharma says, thanks, Kelly. Despite being an old Gen Xer, I'm usually good with tech and apps, but I mean, Gen X, we are the ones that we have adjusted faster than any other generation. I'm usually good with tech and apps, but Discord was always a struggle for me to figure out. Yeah, Discord frustrates me as well. I'm with you on that one. I don't even have it on my phone because I don't need that distraction if I'm not at my computer. And Dharma made it. Yay, thanks for including me. I'll go over and give you the invites now that I remembered how to do it. And Tea Leaf says, okay, I'll try again in the elevator pitch. Azimuth Circle, where'd it go? Is an apocalyptic fantasy featuring a pirate crew captained by a goddess who falls in love with a mortal and invites her to join the crew. Meanwhile, her quartermaster has allegiances elsewhere and leads them on a chase for his missing wife across the entire flat world of Atratera. I mean, it's not horrible. I think it's too long for an elevator pitch. It is, but I'd also make it one sentence, just one really long one. So it'd be, Azimuth Circle is an apocalyptic fantasy featuring a pirate crew captained by a goddess who falls in love with a mortal and invites her to join the crew. Just as they start a mission to find the quartermaster's wife, and then do something else. But it's not the mission isn't what they think it is, or they're going to risk more than their lives, or blah, 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 right? You need something right at the end. And since I don't know the story, I don't know what it should be at the end to make it feel compelling, where you're like, ooh, I need to know more. And when you're talking to an editor, then they will ask, ooh, I want to know more, right? So you have to leave something there for them to want to do more. Don't worry about flat world of Atratera. Don't worry about the world at all. Nobody cares. Not at the pitch. So that'll be later. And I don't mean nobody. Readers care. Editors don't. We need to know what this story is actually about.
Will they succeed on their mission?
No, we don't want to know that. We want to know what are the possibilities of failure, right? That's the stakes. So we need to know what the stakes are. So that's why the cozy fantasy was hard to sell until it finally took off, because as editors, we always look for stakes, and there are no stakes in cozy fantasy. But obviously, and that's what I was going to ask when you stopped at her crew before you typed the next sentence. I was going to say, if this is cozy fantasy, you're good to go. Then they go on adventures across the world, just working on their relationship. Okay, cool. That's cozy fantasy. But you do have more going on, which is good, because cozy fantasy is going to go up and down, right? So it's always good to have different things. And so for this one, you need the stakes. We need to know what happens if they fail. Tea Leaf, and Kiana, I got 4%. Got to head out to the bus stop with my kid. Excellent, Kiana. Have a great morning. I think Kiana's in California, so she's a little behind all us. Alicia's like, what are you talking about? I got to pick up the kids soon. Yes.
Right? I've already dropped mine off.
That's right.
I'm gonna go pick them up in a few hours.
Let's see. Duke made it 288 words this time. Excellent. Nicely done. Kiana, I haven't read one arc. I know. I'm telling you. There's no reason why you have to. I'm not sure. It just happens to be the circles I end up in YouTube that people are so focused on arcs. There are so many books to read. I don't need the arcs.
I just want to read.
Yeah, I just want to read, and I don't need the extra stress of trying to find arcs.
No.
Dharma, I gotta make some breakfast and start work for my day job. Thankfully, I can work from home. Yes, that is nice. I feel that. It is nice, but it's also isolating. It's why I'm glad we found you guys, right, Alicia? Same thing, right? It's just isolating.
Yes. Otherwise, I would just sit here talking to my cats.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what am I going to be doing? Teely, the second part of the story is post-apocalyptic fantasy and is far more finished than the first part. I'm trying desperately to ignore that and focus on the first part. You do. This is fine. Yes. My son the other day, we were talking about different generations, and he's Gen Z, right? And we're Gen X, my husband and I. And he said, I think that meme where, this is fine with the dog sitting there and the fire everywhere. I think that's your generation. I'm like, yeah, it probably is. Right? We've just always been struggling the whole time to just make life happen the whole time. So, yep.
I've stopped trying to figure out what generation I am because one says one thing and one says the other, and then there's like a subgenre, and never mind.
The Sun ones are silly. I'm pretty sure you're a millennial, but you're on the border, right? And that's my husband. He's Gen X, but he's on the border. He's a youngest Gen X and an older millennial. And it really matters your attitude. Like my attitude, I'm right in the middle of Gen X, but I'm almost like an older Gen X with my brain, right? And also, it's just generation is also a made up thing like, that humans did, right? There are every type of person in every generation. So
This is true.
there are just certain trends that tend to be popular at certain times. So, where are we? Charles says self-imposed time limits are crucial to achieving goals, at least for me. Yep, 100%, Charles. 100%. If I don't have a ticking time bomb, I don't get anything done. Kiana, I forget about time zones at 7:30 a.m. here. Yeah, see, your day is still just beginning. All the possibilities are there. My morning's just about over. By the time I eat breakfast, it's more like lunchtime. We got the bed made and a load of laundry gathered. Good job, Christina. We are Gen X here. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. We're the same generation. That's why Charles and I are reading buddies. We grew up reading the same stuff. That's the kind of stuff that hooks generations together. Do you see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I have obviously a lot of Gen X friends, but I have a lot of millennial friends too. And then most, our kids are all Gen Z. So
I guess according to the trends, my kids would be the Generation Alpha.
Correct. Yeah. Which just means they just don't have a name yet. That's like Gen X just never got a name. Gen Z, we'll see if they get a name, but it's pretty late now. Probably not. Gen Alpha might get a name. We'll find out. Right. So we shall see.
Mm-hmm.
Gen X just worked for us since we're the forgotten generation. Tea Leaf, I'm 35. Some say I'm an old millennial. Some say I'm a young one. Whatever. Yeah, exactly. That's you're not a young millennial though. No.
I remember when the internet was not a thing and you had to go to the library to look for books in the card catalog to look up stuff for reports. And then I remember when they had the AOL discs.
Yeah, because that was happening in the 90s. Do you see what I mean? So that was, but I was already an adult. Do you see what I mean? So that's what the difference is. So you might remember it, but you were little. And then, so I was not.
I was in middle school.
Yeah. So see, you're like my husband. You're just right on the border. And that's like my sister, because I'm 75. I'm Gen X pretty solidly. And my sister was born in 81 and she's millennial. And she's her own unique person. I'm not sure she fits anywhere. But yeah, but there is a discerned difference between me and my brother, who's also Gen X, but he's borderline because he's 77, right? And my husband's 78. He's also borderline, but Gen X.
Right.
There's a huge difference between me and my sister, even though there's only 6 years apart. There's a huge difference between my husband and his sister, and they're only 4 years apart. Do you see what I
Wow.
mean? So there really is a break. There was things changed.
Yeah.
So yeah. Remember having to unplug your phone to use the internet? Yep. And the problem is because that one we talk about whole generations, but it also depended on how much money your family had where you were. So my husband being, 3 years younger than me, but they had computers way before we did because his family had the money for it. We didn't.
Right.
Do you see what I mean? So there's also that kind of thing that, where your social class is also has something to do with what your experience was.
Yep. This is very true.
Charles found the old Dragonlance books yesterday. Nostalgia. I'm telling you. I'm reading Dragon Wing again. I'm telling you, you've got to read Deathgate Cycle. So, I mean, I say that, but I haven't reread them as an adult yet, right? Well, I mean, as an old adult yet. I haven't read them since like my early 20s, which was like the last time. I reread them multiple times. So I'm looking forward to read that one, but I can't wait to read that again. Yep, Tea Leaf remembers those. Kiana, I remember having to. Yep. And Christina, people jump from baby boomers to millennials, which the older ones used to be called Gen Y, but they did not like it. Well, no, the millennials used to be called Gen Y because they were trying to figure out what to call them, and then they got a name, right? So that's usually what they do. Usually they give it a letter, and then they decide what the name is, right? Boomers got a name, and the greatest generation got a name, and the lost generation actually was the one before World War II, which is very much like Gen X. So you have all the generations, they usually get names, but Gen X, they just couldn't come up with a name. That's because Gen X fixed us. And Gen Z, they have, like I said, they haven't come up with a name yet, but they are now in their early 20s. So we'll see, you know what I mean, early 20s to late 20s.
Yeah.
So we'll see if they come up with a name, but usually they do it by the time they hit, college. So we'll see. They might just stay Gen Z, and then we'll see what happens with Gen A. We don't know. We don't make the rules. I don't actually know that there is somebody who makes the rules.
It's the Wizard of Oz.
Yes, that's right. Exactly. It's a con artist. You got that right. You're exactly right. That's who does it.
Pay
All
no
right.
attention to the man behind the curtain.
That's right. That's what got us in this mess to begin with, not paying attention to the man behind the curtain. And I do blame my
Yep.
generation for that, but I'm sorry, man. We were just trying to survive. All right, so 30 minutes, last sprint. Let's get this thing in.
Last spring.
And there we go. Last sprint in the books. I got about 600 words in, and I have reached the end of the second act. How did you do, Alicia?
324 words. So total word count for the day is 1419, and the story is complete at 9,200 words.
Woohoo! But you got it done, beginning, middle, and end. Now the really hard part. First of all, congratulations. You have a complete story. Take a minute to clap yourself on the back for that.
Hopefully it works out.
I would say if you can at least narrow it down to like 7,000. So you can get it like a little tighter and then maybe send it to us then. And we might be able to help you figure out where you need to cut after that.
Okay.
So at least like trim it down to like 7, right? And then you only have 2,000 to go and then get another set of eyes on it.
I will do that this weekend.
All right, what do we have? Yeah, I really need to finish it this weekend. I've got to get this story done. I've been 2 weeks on this story and I need to it needs to be done. I have other stuff to do.
Agreed.
But we are time pirates, man. We're trying to steal time, and as is apparent, this is the only time I'm able to steal. I do not work in this story except during these mornings. I have not had time. So I have got to.
Yep.
That's not true. Last weekend I finally finalized the outline, which is why I've been able to actually write the story this week, right? So this weekend I need to just finish writing it.
I wrote by the seat of my pants.
It works. I'm impressed. My brain just won't work that way. I just ramble.
I think my problem is I just try to get everything out, but then I can't like rein it in, and it just keeps getting longer and longer. Whoopsies.
That's all right. Now that you have beginning, middle, and end, it should be a little easier to trim down. More painful, but easier to figure out what's should go and what should stay is what I mean. Let's see. Tea leaf. There's Zoomers in my heart. The Gen Z. Yeah, well, I do laugh because my kids do have like all the old people hobbies. Except they both ride motorcycles. I don't know what generation that is. But yeah, like my daughter crochets and like my son plays board games, things like that. So I think it's funny. Well, we all do that, but still. Let's see. And Kiana had to go, so bye everyone. Good. We're glad you were here, Kiana. We hope to see you next week. Have a great day. And Tea Leaf says, what makes it difficult to pitch, in my opinion, is the stakes are a spoiler. Even mentioning the goddess part is a spoiler, but the more I'm actually writing, the more I'm really hating when I do that sort of thing, withholding information just so it can be a twist later. Yeah, here's another thing too. It doesn't work with editors. First of all, you can't spoil it for us. You just can't. So we need to know what's actually happening so we know what it is that we are trying to sell. Because when you are talking to an editor or a publisher, we need to be excited about the story, because otherwise who wants to work on it if you're not excited about it? But also we have to sell it. Remember, publishing is a business. Our job is to sell books. No matter what anything else you imagine, the job is to sell books. So when you pitch your book, we need to make sure that we think we can sell it. So that's why you have to put that in there. And the stakes should not be a spoiler, because if the stakes are a spoiler, then what are you going to write on the back of the book to make people pick it up? But you also have to remember the stakes can be something sooner. Like sometimes the stakes in like a YA is, they're not going to get to go to prom, when the real stakes as you get into the story are, they're not going to have any friends if they don't conform or something, right? So it's the first stakes you put do not have to be what the climax is of the book. Actually, shouldn't be. The stakes are the first things that occur, that all change after Act 1. So it's really hard to explain without having looked at your story, but hopefully that helps a little bit. So yeah, and with withholding doesn't work either, because then instead of, it's hard to tell if withholding is the only way you can do a twist. That's not going to work on most readers. It'll work on young readers because they don't have the experience yet. But most of us who read all the time, and most of the people who are going to buy the books, certainly editors and stuff, right? We already see it. We'll already see it. Withholding doesn't work for us. So just consider what the stakes would be. And sometimes that's what you need, right? You need a group of people like us to talk to about what's happening so that we can help you figure out what it is too. And also, if you write your query letter, which there's all kinds of guides online on how to write your query letter. This is what I did on one of my first books that I wrote, is that if you write your query letter, and what I realized when I wrote my query letter is I was having so much fun playing in the world that my stakes weren't high enough. So that might be something, because when you've got to put the stakes in the query letter and they need to be vital to the story. So as I'm writing it out and I realize, oh my gosh, my stakes actually aren't vital to the story. So I need to look at this I need to look at this again. So I always recommend, I learned so much from doing that I always recommend, after you have your draft done, write your query letter before you go back to revisions. Write your query letter to look and see who are your main characters, what's going on, what are the big stakes in this, what happens if they fail. Those are the things you have to put in your query letter. And so when I was writing the stakes, I was like, well, I mean, if they fail, they're sad. That's not high enough stakes. Do you see what I mean? It has to be something bigger than that. But that's what helped me when I first started. And that's what I still use because a lot of times my authors, because we do series only, and they have a hard time coming up with more books in the series or how to complete the series. That's what we start to talk about. We talk about, okay, so you want them to do this. Well, what happens if they fail? And that's what the stakes are. And then we keep adjusting until we get really good ones. And we're like, wait, everyone they know dies? That sounds great. Let's go with that one. Let's see. And Ren finished their book and gave it 4 stars. Yay, good job, Ren.
Ooh.
I love it. And Duke got about 500 words in that time. Finished chapter 1, but it ended up being more recap of the previous book than I originally wanted. Again, sometimes you just have to write it. And recaps are important, but you're right. You don't want that to be all in chapter 1. If anything, you want a little bit more in chapter 2 and chapter 3. So, a bit of staging the new conflict. Excellent, excellent. Kitty's insistent. Ralphie's like, you must love me. Is he the one that was meowing?
Yes.
Oh, he's so cute. Tea Leaf, I didn't do a lot of writing today, but I did get about 230 words, and I did do dishes, and I talked to the maintenance guy and get distracted by my boyfriend 700 times and clean the bathroom. Well, I mean, you got stuff done. I think that counts. I think that totally counts. And Tea Leaf says, congratulations on finishing your story, Alicia.
Thank you, thank you.
We should give like star points out or something. Let's see. Duke says, but the chapter does exist now, and that's what's important. That's exactly what's important. That's exactly it. Christina got laundry started. Still can't find the sweater we want for Sun Senior Pigs. Getting frustrated. You're like, it must be around here somewhere.
Oh no.
Maybe he doesn't want to wear it, so he hid it.
Ooh.
Christina, I think we're going to be able to bring out the fall decor stuff and actually get it done before the first day on Tuesday. Ooh, miracle. Christina, yay for all the progress today. Thanks for hosting today. Kelly and Alicia, have a fantastic weekend. See you Monday. Yeah, I might have to next week again just use this same thing until we get the art from Tea Leaf, because I love that art, and I'm not even going to attempt because she's doing a fantastic job. So make sure all of you time pirates with us who are with us here, go to the Discord, curseddragonship.com/Discord, and vote on the art, the one that you like.
Ooh.
Let's see. And more sprinty fun. Don't forget the BookTube Bible. I have to go work on that now. Yes. Work on the Bible. Get it done. And Tea Leaf, true, I really appreciate all the info. Seriously, I really want to tell y'all the story. It's just so much information. We never have much time, but it's all good. Maybe what we'll do is once a month we can like get together and just talk about projects. What do you think, Alicia?
Yeah.
Right.
That would be fun.
Right. I think that would be fun too. So maybe we can, just do like a Zoom get together or something.
Like a soundboard.
Yeah, right. We do a soundboard. So I've always liked that. So we could get together and all of us time pirates, we can sneak a few more a couple more hours in a month just to talk about our stories. But we all need to be on for that, and we won't stream that, right? That's just us. So we can
Yep.
just get on. But we have the Discord there, so we can communicate through there. But I think that would be fun. I will be very honest. I doubt I have more than, once a month I can do that. But I think once a month would be really good to get us back on track or answer some questions we have and then move from there. Okay. Excellent, excellent. All right. Do you have any last words, Alicia? Do you want to share your page down there? Because I know you sprint on Sunday.
I can. I have to find it.
You're like, where is my page? But you could share that in the chat so everyone can go find you as well and your cool content.
I bet Christina will probably beat me to it, but let's see. Because I do have sprints this weekend. However, they will be later in the day.
I have
Let's
catch
see.
up book club in the afternoon for an hour, and that's it. So, and I did finish a Time of Dread, and it was wonderful, and it made me cry, and I love it. And John Gwynn's my hero.
All right, I think I posted the link. They'll be
Yes,
at
there it is.
3:30 instead of 11 because my daughter has a birthday party to go to from 12 to 2.
Gotcha.
So, but I'll still have sprints.
Excellent, excellent. All right. So everyone, make sure to come sprint with Alicia on Sunday, and we will see you Monday morning. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.